Hi guys, the time is finally here. The finale of 13 Reasons. Let's get into it. Climb on board. We'll go slow and high tempo. So, last two episodes, I was really, I woke up first thing in the morning and I'm like, I have to watch the show. I have to watch the last episode so I can know who did it. So, of course, like I told you that Clay is asking Tony to help him escape, and Tony was actually considering it. He's actually like, since I want to go to Mexico and Clay needs to get out, we might as well just both go. And then, his boyfriend, of course, is like, he's not sure Clay's so innocent, and he doesn't want his boyfriend to go to jail for life because he's on his last strike, so he can't afford any more trouble. So Clay he heard all this while he was in the other room. So instead of making Tony's life harder, he was like, let me just go do it on my own. So he went to say his goodbyes, even to Ani. And what did she end up doing? She kissed him. I'm like, girl, didn't you just say you didn't like him? So now you like him? Like, what is going on? Like, you too much, honey. So he calls Tyler to make sure, let him know, like, he can't pick him up and that he wishes him well and he's going to still check up on him. But Tyler wants him to come to school because he said there's going to be assembly, that it was very important, that he needed to be there. So Clay, knowing his situation, he was like, yeah, I'll try. So, and he ended up coming. Jessica did this wonderful speech. Instead of apologizing, she did like a little bit of both. She apologized and still, confronted her issues and everything, and it was beautifully done. And it's like, instead of pushing people to come out, they should be able to do it on their own. And then we start to see people stand up, telling their story, like, I am survivor, I am survivor. Tyler stands up as soon as he sees that Clay walks in the door. I'm glad that Clay made it. Then another male stand up, and then surprising of all, Justin stands up. And even Jessica didn't know this. So I thought that it was great that they had both, that some men were able to come out and let people know that they have been assaulted, because it's not as easy for men. As I said previous videos, men it's a taboo on men coming out about these certain things. So Tyler seems much happier now. I'm really happy for him, and I'm glad that this character development turned out the way it did for him, per se. That I'm not glad that it happened, but so he finally had the courage to tell what happened about Monty. The guy Charlie finally stood up too and was like, no, I'm not the typical jock just raping and beating on whoever I want. And he stood by Tyler too, and it's like, if you want to go tell the police, I'll let them know that he admitted it to me. And Monty gets arrested because Tyler told a story, and I'm glad that he is able to say it now. It's still going to be years of healing that he has to deal with, but this is the first part of recovery, So Clay, at the end of the assembly, Clay gets arrested for the murder, So he's, in jail for a short amount of time, and all his friends is worried. Everyone's worried, even Zach worried. Like, if Clay didn't do it, I don't want him to go to jail and he didn't actually, kill the man. Because Zach has a secret as well. That's everyone in the show does. So, Ani's trying to make sure that Clay doesn't go down for this. She's trying to find out any information that she can. So Zach took it upon himself to go to the police and say, I killed Bryce. He felt he killed Bryce. And why did he feel he killed Bryce? Because Bryce basically, when that homecoming thing, the homecoming game, he basically saw that Zach was talking to Chloe, and he felt like Zach took Chloe from him, so he wants to take his future away from him, which he did. He rammed his knee so hard you heard it crack, and Zach was so upset about that he followed Bryce to the pier, and he kicked his ass, broke his arm, stepped on his fucking knee, or ankle. I don't know what he stepped on. He stepped on his knee, I think, and cracked it so hard that both his arm and leg is broken. He basically thought he left him there for dead and that he would die like overnight. So he thought that he killed him, which he didn't, because the sheriff told him he didn't die from that. He died from drowning. Someone pushed him in the, or like somebody drowned him, pushed him in the water, because clearly his leg was broken, his arm was broken. He couldn't do anything about it. So he died. So that's a relief for him. He's not in any trouble, I don't think. So we also see more of Ani talking to Alex's dad. That's clearly who's doing the interview in this whole show. And she's trying to get Clay's name cleared. What else is important? There's another part. There's a more important part, but I'll have to look for it. Clay gets out. He wasn't in there too long. He gets out because they felt like Monty also. I feel like Monty's also another suspect. So he gets out. He's like not on house arrest, but they have like a GPS attached to his ankle so that if he goes anywhere that he's not supposed to be, they're gonna know. Also, I now remember what I was gonna say. We get more about the homecoming game. So they asked Clay, "Why did you send that text message about I'm gonna kill you?" Well, it comes to find out that Clay saw Ani and Bryce basically make out before the game. So he confronted her about it and was like, "Oh, I thought y'all wasn't friends. Oh, I thought you didn't know him. This and this and that." And she's like, "It's more complicated than you think." As she keeps saying, "Girl, no. Make it simple. Tie it up in a bow. Let's finish it." But Clay got so mad. But everything, it was already set in motion. We already know about what happened in the game with them touching on Jessica's breast, and then all the guys wanted to fight. So then Clay wanted to get up and fight too. Tony wanted to go fight because he's a fighter, but his boyfriend let him know, "Honey, no, you on your last strike. We not doing this. We ain't playing these games. You's a man of color. We ain't got time for these shenanigans," which is smart. We ain't got time for this. So Clay went to go fight him. He went to go try to beat up Bryce. Justin stopped him, of course, and Bryce got lost in the field. And that's when he crashed into Zach and broke his ankle. We get to see a real touching moment of Bryce and his mother at the gym. He comes to her because his leg is hurting, and he starts to do yoga with her, and in that he feels peaceful, and he starts to cry. And it's the first time you see him cry. It's the first time you see his mother actually be nice to him and coddle him, and I felt so bad for him. I started to feel bad for him, and you get to see more of a touch aside that he actually was probably trying to change, and he actually felt remorse for what he did. And after watching the tapes, and I wish he would have seen the tapes sooner. So more and more, Ani's telling the sheriff who did it. I think here's the thing: the person who did it isn't who I thought it was gonna be. Clearly, I don't think nobody was suspecting this person, but I suspected this person at first, then I didn't. But I was trying to think so out of the box, but that it's actually in the box. So, long story short, after Zach leaves him for dead, if you don't want to know who the killer is, I advise you to pause this video, watch the show, and then come back. But I'm going to continue. So, after Zach leaves him for dead, he clearly, remember, he told Jessica to come meet him at the pier. So, Jessica came and she brought Alex with her. And he gave her a tape, like Hannah, he gave her a tape explaining his situation and stuff. And he asked them they were going to leave him just on the ground. Because he's like, nobody's it's cold and I'm going to freeze to death before the morning. So Alex was trying to pick him up. But, he's clearly on steroids. So that rage taking him over. So, and Bryce is getting picked up. And he's like, "Oh, I'm going to beat the shit out of Zach. Or he's going to pay for this and that." And clearly, that's Alex's friend. So he's like, "You've ruined the lives of everyone I loved." And he started pushing him in the damn water, and he pushed him in the water. So Alex is the person who killed him, and I was thinking that no, it couldn't have been him. And this whole time, Ani's telling the story, she's saying, Monty, this is what Monty's did. And he's like, how did you know Monty did it? Well, you know, I hear things, but I feel so bad. Like, I know what Monty did was really fucking horrible. The worst thing I've ever seen on TV. But that gives no rights to frame somebody for something that they didn't do. I feel like Alex should have did that time. Because they was almost about to let Clay do the time. Alex didn't feel no remorse for him about to send Clay to jail for something he did. Neither did Jessica. They all were smiling in his face and kicking. And then Monty, when he in jail, his father visited him and he found out what he did to Tyler. And he's asking him, like, are you a faggot? I don't feel like saying that word. I'm gonna say gay. He's asking him, are you gay? And he's like, I don't know. Yeah, sure. Like, sure. Like, yeah, pretty much he's gay. And what did his dad do? He spits on his face. Ugh. Like, basically, it's just still in the face of, I'm done with you. But Monty didn't do it because he was, the guy who he had beat up earlier, he was actually with him. And that was the first time in this whole 3 seasons that you get to see a side of Monty that was actually likable and soft and vulnerable when he was with this boy. And Alex's dad, he knew that Alex did it, and he still wanted to frame him because Monty's in jail for basically rape. He assaulted a boy, and they don't play about rape in jail. And rapists is most likely beat up or dead. And after Ani told him the story, he's like, well, Monty's dead. He died a couple of hours ago. So basically, they all pinned it on a dead man who can't even, speak for himself. And that's so sad. It's like, that's what he's going to be remembered as. Someone who killed Bryce and raped someone else. Like, he did one of those horrible things. Yeah, but he didn't do the other. Your son did, and he should have to pay for that. So I guess it's all over now. They was in, Thanksgiving. Everybody made respective, families doing whatever they need to do. Tony was with Clay and his family. Justin finally came clean to Clay's family that he stole drugs, and they were like, we're going to help you because basically you're our son now. Jessica is saying she's scared and she don't know if she's ever going to be able to not look at Justin and not think of that he actually let her get raped, which is true, but she's going to stick with it. I guess they're going to work through it. We don't know what's going on with Zach and Chloe. I wish we would have got more story on that. Clearly, Ani came out to her mother saying me and Claire are dating now, which was shock to me. And he was okay with it, of course, because he's been in love with that girl for a while now. But yeah, that's what's going on. And the boy who Monty was seeing, he was like, he knew Ani lied. He's like, why would you lie? Because he was with me that night. And then also a fisherman found all the guns that Tyler had. All the guns. So I want to know, is it going to be a season 4? I really personally don't think there should be a season 4. I think they should end it right here. Because now it's just getting more crimey, like more, who did this, who did that, what else we got to hide, what else we got to uncover. They should end it right here. This right here is perfect. Because they listen, Jessica showed the tape to everyone in there. He basically apologized for everything he did to Jessica, everything he did to Hannah, and he even confessed to raping 8 other females he was seeing, and he respectfully didn't say their names to keep their privacy and because they got to come out when they want to. And I think that was very good writing to include that into his last written statement. And that's just how it went off. They want a happy life. They want to stop worrying about stuff like that. So I guess we'll see if they do a season 4. I really hope they don't, but if they do, I'm still going to be here for it, and you're going to hear from me. I give the show 10 out of 10 because, like I said, I didn't know Alex was going to be the killer. Limping on, he's so much smaller than Bryce, but of course he was taking steroids, so that makes you crazy and a little bit stronger than you might used to be. It kept me interested the whole way through. I watched it every single day and couldn't get enough. I'm glad. I really liked it, and I glad that they didn't keep talking about Hannah. I mean, they mentioned her, but her story was over. And now Bryce's story is over. So, that's my review, and that's the end of the show, you guys. We gotta find something else to watch. Find me something else to watch. Let me know a show, a movie, whatever you want me to talk about. Okay? Let me know. Ta-ta.